Okay, so I have my model here, my project model that I've been working on for a while. You can see the churches here. This is kind of my massing on site. You can see here that there's a couple of different materials that I've selected. There's kind of this gray for existing and this orange for new. And what I've got here are basically just mass models that I've extruded up from the floor plans by going to each floor and extruding a mass. And you can actually see here, each one of these lines represents, where I've gone into this floor plan and extruded something up. So what I'm going to do here is first kind of change the colors, change some of the colors of this mass, and you can do this from the default mass as well. If I pick this mass element that I've got right here, I can go to edit in place and maybe just pick something here and go to under the properties, go under material, and you can see I've got the mass new volume. And this is basically from the materials here. There's a default mass that I started with. And the way to create a new material is if I want to come here and go to create a new material, I'll just duplicate this and rename it. So I'm going to call this mass department store, because that's going to be a department store on that area. And I want it to have a different color. And so I might make it maybe like it's this green, lime green color or something. Okay, and there. And maybe I want to give it a slight transparency, and so the transparency setting is here, so I'm going to do that. Okay, and then I will set that to be my department store. You can see here it's turning into that color. And I just pick these other masses on these other floors and change their material. You can always search, and that will bring that up. This one, way to get that mass is to hover your cursor and hit tab. Click on that, search. There we go. So now I can see, okay, this is my new department store, my model. The other thing I want to do is I want to begin, there's a little piece right here. I'm going to get that. There. Just tab until I get to the piece that I want. Get it. There it is. For some reason that's not hitting. I have to get that later. And then the other thing I want to do is these are all individual masses within my model, and I want to begin to study some massing options for this corner. And what I want to do is treat this whole thing, even though I have to extrude it floor by floor to get this profile, I really want this to act now as one piece. So what I'm going to do is go to geometry and join all these masses together so they start behaving like one big mass. There. And so now this thing has basically been consolidated into one mass. And I'll finish that. Now I have one continuous mass here at the corner that I can begin to manipulate. So the next thing I want to do with this is create some design options so I can study how to approach the corner in different ways. And the first thing I want to do is go down to the design options manager and start creating a new option set. And so I'll name this corner studies. And, call this corner study 1. close that out. And so what I'll do here is actually this is a little strange, but you have to take the element out of the main model. And what I just did was Control X for to cut it out. And then I actually want to pick each one of these and come back with paste and go align to the same place. What that does is it pulls in that element that I've cut out and made it active. So that's the first one. Go down to the second study, do the same thing. So now I have 3 studies I can toggle back and forth. And so for each one of these, I may come in now and say, okay, under study 2, I'd like to peel this mask back from the corner a little bit because it's a little too heavy on the corner. So come in and edit this in place. Try to get that face. That's where I really want to be. There. And here I'll use a void form. Start peeling that corner back a little bit. Okay. Oops, something went crazy there. That's acting a little strange. So instead of monkeying with it too much, I'll just try to create another void here. Still not working. Sometimes you when you join geometries, you get some kind of strange behavior. And so it's kind of up to you. You can maintain the geometry or you can, there we go. Or you can kind of just remodel it. Sometimes it's just as easy to remodel it. So there's my option 2. And then for my option 3, maybe we'll try something totally different. There. Try to make sure I'm on. So that was solid. I want that to be a void. There. So I've kind of lopped that off completely off the corner. Finish that. So now I have these 3 views of 3 different options based on the corner. And this kind of transparency is a little distracting, so I can just go back in and maybe turn that off for this. Turn that to 0 and I can actually see these a little better. There we go. Option 1, option 2, option 3.